Hello everybody, and welcome to another Sunday safari. It's amazing that the first of this month is on a Sunday and we're going to do it straight away. I'm sure all of you have been eager to have us back on your screens, and I hope this afternoon we can have a good time and we can find some animals and see the changes on the Rietspruit as the dry season starts to set in. It's definitely winter now, everything is turned. The temperatures are definitely crisp in the evenings and the mornings, especially when you're out on drive trying to film things. So winter's here, and I'm sure as we drive around you're going to see that with the color of the bush. But let's see what this afternoon has. How are all of you doing? Please let me know. I'd love to hear how you're doing and catch up almost. It's been a little while since I've sat in front of you, whether it was on a Sunday afternoon pack drive or on a pack chat. On camera this afternoon I have James. If you don't know me, I'm Gareth, sorry. And in FC we have Liam.
Drinking water in the pond in the middle of
Lots has been happening. I don't know where to start in terms of catching you all up. I don't know what has been discussed of late. I'm trying to think of when the last time I was in front of you. It's probably on a pack chat for all of our pack members. So we're just going to go and check Mamba Dam from here and see if there's anything there for a late afternoon drink. Excuse me. You get an idea of what the water levels are. Still lots of water in all our dams, but not that many. And I'm just going to say it before I check the chat. I'm not going to be doing a race around the reserve looking at all the dams, so we won't do a dam tour today. But we'll check Mamba Dam because we're here. So you're getting a little bit of an idea of what the water levels are like across the reserve. Other than the crypts and the dams, there's no surface water. Oh, this is very steep here, James. You're holding on. There's Mamba Dam. I remember a couple of months ago when I last did this, the water levels were very different to what they are now. You couldn't drive around the dam. You wouldn't be able to now either because the elephants have pushed a couple of trees over on the right-hand side there, over here. But it's beautiful with the mountains behind it. To all of our pack members, a warm welcome to this afternoon's drive. Mary, Barb, Jan, Betty, Jennifer, Carol. I think that's everybody. How are we all doing? All right, so in terms of a catch-up, Mary, I think it was Mary, asking about the dogs. Yes, Mary. We're going to keep driving and we'll chat as we go and see what we can find. Nothing coming here just yet. Maybe this afternoon or later this evening we'll pop back here and see if there's any rhinos popping in. I know Victoria once did a pack chat where she was sitting here and a couple of rhinos walked into the pack chat, so that was quite exciting. But the wild dogs, they were split for a little bit. They were all over the show. One of the females was on her own running around, and then we didn't know where the rest of them were. And the Air Force pack had been on Kaya and had run through the Rietspruit. Let me just get to the radio. Good afternoon. I don't think there's any updates yet. And then there were 2 leadwood stations on Blowbank. Where was I? So the Air Force pack has split into 4 packs.
There is an update, 3 rhino at Kaya. Rietspruit look, Elan.
Okay, so some rhinos have been seen, but they're on Kaya, so we'll have to find our own rhinos. This time of the year, with not a lot of surface water out, we might find ourselves lucky in the late afternoon, early evening, rhinos coming to the crypts or one of the dams, depending where we get to, for an evening drink, because there's nothing else out there. There's no little seasonal pans. It's all dry now. But yeah, so the Air Force pack is broken up into 4 different packs. It might change, but that's sort of what we can think of right now, having chatted to Grant Beverly the other day. Let's go this way. And they, I think, split our 4 up a little bit. And it took them about about a week, James? Was it about a week? Not, maybe not that long, yeah. 4 or 5 days before they found each other again. So they're all good, which is nice to know. And the female that doesn't have a collar is heavily pregnant. And it's the right time of the year, maybe a little bit late actually, for them to start denning, but we should expect them to start denning in the next couple of weeks, which is pretty exciting. James and Victoria have been trying to find them most days over the last 2 or 3 weeks.
On the eastern side of Cape South.
Did you get the species? James has got headphones on, he can't hear the radio. Something was just found at CEST and I didn't hear it properly because I'm chatting away.
I copy that. I'm actually around the corner. Would like to approach in about a few minutes.
Yeah, you can approach visually. 1 out of 5.
So yeah, maybe. Yeah, let me just get the species.
Elephant.
Oh, there's an elephant around CEST Krip. So we'll start making our way up there slowly because there's some exciting news that I was about to share with all of you regarding the elephants. Any guesses what that might be? I'm waiting for your comments.
Joe entering Blowbank, number 3, and I will be about 10 for the release.
Yeah, we were a little bit concerned when the pack split up as much as they did, considering that they're very close to denning. But they have found each other again, which is exciting and good news for our journey with the wild dogs on the Rietspruit, which has been quite a journey over the last few years. There's some monkeys. I thought I heard them. Let me try. They don't run away. A couple of vervet monkeys sitting here in the drainage line, enjoying the last little bit of the sun before it goes down and it becomes nice and chilly on these winter evenings. Hello, CJ. There's a couple of questions. How beautiful are the colors in that tree with that vervet monkey.
Afternoon stations, Gareth getting mobile on Ledwood.
Now that they're sort of mostly your bush willows are changing colors. All those oranges in the background there are from bush willow leaves. There's in here that are turning. So surprising, I think the tree that these monkeys in is it a false marula? It's still got leaves. Is it?
Gareth getting mobile on Ledwood. I'll be number 5 on Growbank. Copy the last update, thank you.
There must be something tasty in this tree. I'll get my binoculars out and have a little look. See what they're picking off of the stems or the leaves.
For the female and the young one here, but I can hear some crackling sounds on the eastern side.
There's little berries. They're having a little feast. There's one playing hide and seek, James. Bobbing and weaving its head. Nice, beautiful light. Warm welcome to everybody that's maybe not a pack member and watching this on the public channel. A reminder, if you are asking questions in the comments and I'm not reading them or getting to them, that's because I can't see them. Our pack are able to chat to us, all of our Patreon members. Some very busy vervet monkeys. I love it when they weave and bob their heads like that, trying to get a better look at us, or trying to intimidate us. You've seen here, James, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's some more in the trees behind this group. I always wonder if when you get a little bit away from Hace, if it's the same troop that's around Hace, and that's why I was counting, because that's quite a big group. Maybe about 30, 25 to 30 in the group that live by Hace. But I've only seen 4 here. But I think there's some more further back. In really good productive areas, they can live in groups up to about 50, which is a lot of vervet monkeys. And inevitably, when they get to a troop size of that, they're probably going to splinter and form a couple of different troops. Not too dissimilar to what happened with the Air Force pack of wild dogs who have recently split because they got too big. Monkey at the bottom there, that's nice and exposed. And these kind of facial expressions that they're giving us here, that kind of weaving, that opening of the eyes wider, and it's all communication. And it's pretty complex, different body languages and facial expressions that they use to communicate amongst each other. Oh, Impala's alarm calling, everybody. We're going to leave these vervet monkeys. And James, you holding on? I've got some Impala's alarm calling. Sorry to cut the vervet monkey story short, everybody. But when you've got Impala's alarm calling, you've got to try and get there. It is winter, and this time of day is a good time of day for our big cats to be on the move. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Let's see, which way do we have to go? Just up. Let's go. What could it be? What do Impala's alarm call for? Most commonly, in this reserve, it would be lions or leopards or cheetah. I think Mabai was seen a couple of weeks ago, hey James, 2 weeks ago, down here by Hay, so it's about time for her to come back here. Okay, they're looking down the road, James. Leopard, leopard, everybody. There's a leopard on the road. That's amazing. That's amazing. Incredible. That's such funny behavior from this leopard. It was sort of scent marking when we first got it on camera on the road here, sort of oblivious to us, and then looked up the road where it must have been walking and saw us and has decided this is not a good idea to be in plain sight like that. We're just going to sit here because we are trying to work on obviously habituating leopards to vehicles and getting them more used to us. Often leopards will also move quickly away from prey species like this, alarm calling at them. Okay, I wonder if they can still see this leopard. We're just going to sit here and wait a bit. Maybe it'll keep walking down the road. It seems like it may have been walking down the road and then just bumped into these impala. I wouldn't be surprised if it was trying to hunt them. They are going quiet, so I'm doubtful that the impalas can still see it, but they're going to keep alarm calling. So yeah, you've got to respond quickly to these kind of things. Let's creep forward a little bit. That leopard wasn't hanging around once it saw us. Maybe it's walking back down the road. Just the two on the road. These impalas are still kind of looking. Nah. Okay. Let's go really slowly here and just look into the bush, but I don't think it was going to stay around. Probably move down towards this drainage line now. Just going to check for where the tracks are so I know where it's actually gone off the road. Looked like a male. Can everybody that was sort of maybe grabbed a screenshot can go back with the stream? It was quite big. It was about here, hey James? We're just going to stay here, just our presence. Obviously, those of you that have been with us for a while have heard it all before, but just our presence here, sitting, talking as I'm talking to you, exposes the leopard to the vehicle, our voices, and over time it helps an individual sort of get less shy. The impalas have started again. That might just be a result of them continuing to notify everybody in the area that there is a big scary cat on the prowl. What's also nice is, oh, what's that? Is that a massive warthog or is it a bush pig? Just focus on the road. Are they warthogs? Right past that that tall knobthorn, James. Just go right in on the road there. It was probably a warthog, but it was really big. There were two of them, and I think just the way the let's go forward and we'll come back here towards this leopard. I just want to see, it was really big and kind of had like a, it looked like white hair on the back, like a bush pig. But maybe it was just the way that the light is shining through, kind of a little bit side lit, backlit. We'll come drive down this road again. Maybe the leopard will come back on the road, but that's very exciting. 20 minutes into our first drive in a while, and we get a leopard. What's up with that? We drove around here for months with not many sightings of leopards. That was a good one. We got it on camera for proof this time. Let's just see these. It was probably warthogs, and just the way they walked through the light, the hair on their backs caught the light and looked white. And just because I saw it briefly, the size of them and that sort of white hair, it was probably just the light. Let's go down to the next road and have a look there because they were on a mission. Maybe they'll pop up on that road that we've just passed. And then we'll try and see if that leopard comes back on the road again. I thought we were in luck that we were going to have a really long time sort of walking down the road, not really paying much attention to us. Maybe the alarm calls of the impalas drowned us approaching, and then when it looked up and saw us, got a bit of a fright. Just trying to see where it might have come from. There's no tracks here. Let's just see if there are warthogs here. I don't recall anybody ever telling me that there's bush pigs on the Rietspruit, but they do pester the citrus farmers that neighbour us, so they're in the area. They're also pretty shy, so the odds of seeing them pretty low. They were walking down this way. There's some nice rhino tracks on the road here. Still no leopard tracks. I wonder where he's come from. That's pretty fresh rhino tracks. I'm going to try and just show you this. Also keep an ear out, because we know that there's some vervet monkeys nearby, and if that leopard goes anywhere near them, they're going to start alarm calling and we'll have a second stab at this. But James, if you can just show the ground there where this rhino's gone, everybody, you can see where it's recently scent marked. The sand is a different color to the right of frame. See there? The territorial males recently walked down this road. You can see his tracks. And then right on the right hand side of the frame, you can see that the sand is darker where he's urinated as he scent marked against here, and he's just dragged his feet a little bit. Further up the road is also midden, which I wouldn't be surprised if he's serviced on this walk. I'm struggling with the comments on my phone because of the network. Okay, sorry everybody. If I don't get to your questions, my phone is struggling to connect to the network. Yeah, Carol, I think you're going to have to see on that ID, it looked like a male, and it nice sort of orange, rich tones to his coat. Okay, let's go back down the road and just see if we get any second glimpse of... So let's keep driving. We'll go back down to Hoofpad and see if there's any sign of that leopard again. And then we know for later that it's also maybe worthwhile coming to sit near Mamba Dam maybe. Maybe he comes for a drink and we can sit on the other side and get lucky. Let's drive nice and slowly. I do think he got a bit of a fright when he looked up and saw us parked there and he hadn't heard us, because I'm pretty sure that the sound of the Impala's alarm calling drowned our approach. But then I don't know what was walking across the road. I want to say bush pig, but that's a big call with the light. Okay, so I'm sure that this leopard was having an attempt on these impalas, and then they saw him and sounded the alarm. I'm just trying to figure out where he's come from, if he's come through the block of land or if he's walked down the road, but there's no tracks here. So maybe he was walking through the block and saw them and then attempted. And then they often try and pretend that they weren't trying to hunt when they've been found out by their prey species. So then he was sort of scent marking and sniffing around. Like, oh, I wasn't really trying, don't worry. I've seen it too often with them. Let's just keep an eye here. This is where we were, this beautiful marula tree. How amazing it would be to see a leopard in this tree, especially with the mountains behind it. Okay, so this leopard was walking. It is a male. You can tell by the tracks here. He's going this way. But it looked like he was Walk in here and then dart it off here, hey James? Just before this tree. Let's just drive down to past these monkeys. They haven't gone wild like they would have if he had walked past them. But it's very possible that he's just gone in here and he's lying down waiting for us to leave the area. So just the mere fact that we're driving up and down the road would be good exposure for him.
What's your location? I'm currently at Sun Camp. I'm gonna probably check Kulu Krip. No, we might have to stop.
And then another piece of exciting news on the Rietspruit is the elephant herd have a new addition. There is a baby elephant on the reserve, and they're around CEST now, so we'll head there now and have a look, see if they come out of the bush.
Okay, brilliant. So I'll see you there.
So that's very exciting.
Ready for go. Sorry, confirm.
Okay, the monkeys were down there earlier, and this leopard hasn't sort of triggered that.
You guys go ahead to the elephant. I'll give it a skip. I'll check elsewhere.
Okay, let's make our way to the elephants while we can. It would be nice to try and catch up with the elephants before nightfall, and in winter that happens pretty quickly. I'm just going to make a mark on my map of where this leopard sighting was. Trying to work pretty hard at getting our leopards on the Rietspruit used to the cars. So all the little pieces of data that we can gather is only going to aid us in our efforts. Cool. Let's see if we can go up towards CEST, and there are some rhinos there at the moment. They're going to have a drink, I'm sure, and then move off, and then try and find the elephants as well, who seem to have moved off from that area. So there's a lot happening.
Let me know when you see out and I'll make sure. Copy.
Stations had a brief sighting of a male leopard on Rietspruit, just south of CEST, Mobile West. It was a shy individual. Brent, I'll be keen to take a standby 2 with the rhinos at CEST. Copy. There's always a possibility that this leopard could still be here. His tracks were going north. Come into this section, it's nice for him to walk through here. It's a little bit more open rather than walking through the road or through the bush or on the road where there's a risk of meeting us again. But there are nice rhino tracks here. He did go to that midden. I was on the radio and got distracted, so I didn't show you, but he did scrape that midden. So maybe he's one of the rhinos. He's gone all the way up to CEST Krip. We'll see, because this is very fresh. We saw that urine where he sprayed earlier. So we'll try and get to these rhinos and then try and find the elephants again. Hopefully they don't go into the thick stuff. It generally is pretty... Let me just double check. Yes. So you are getting a double dose of me. I am going to be on the pack chat tomorrow night, and I'll tell you all about it then. Ha! Oh, there's something here, I think. Ah, there's the rhino that we've been seeing as tracks for. There's two of them. Good, how you doing? Good, good. It doesn't look like any notches, so maybe this is Lula and Kalula. You'll see. And they're often followed by the bulls. Let's see, they're coming out. They're going to come out into the nice open patch here, so we'll just sit and wait for them. It is Lula and Kalula, no ear notches. It's nice to see them having done so well since they've been brought onto the reserve. What was that? 6 months ago now? Maybe a little bit longer, 7 months, 8 months?
Two white rhino east of the Manjuran Krip. Sorry, moving towards the Manjuran Krip.
Yeah, I'm with those rhinos. I'm going to come and say hello.
Gareth, you can make your way station, leaving two stations with a 5 rhino at you have the slightly young baby drinking. Copy principle, of some another individual leading your way.
Seems like all the rhinos sounding, no, by the sounds of the radio, all the rhinos are coming for an afternoon drink like we spoke about at the start of Drive. Maybe Lula and Kalula are going to Lemondering Crypt.
Responding to Rhino at Lemondering, 5 out.
Yeah, there's the bull that we've followed, scent marking and scraping. Who's it going to be? Ringo. This is his territory. So at the moment, he's just walked behind this thicket, exactly where Lula and Kulula came from just now. So initially he came through this gap, and then he's walking around, and he's coming through the gap straight towards us. It looks like it is Ringo. Oh boy. Coming straight to us. It's coming to smell the dung that's all here. I wonder if it's sort of the start of a midden. It's almost as if Lula and Kalula were waiting for him, and now that he's here, they're gonna. There we go. We're gonna get a good display of a scent mark. It's nice and close. James. Beautiful light. Everybody's just all of a sudden stopped moving as if they were listening to something. There's quite a few rhinos further north by CEST. I wonder if there's some communication there around the crypt. Okay, let me see if I can reposition. James is like almost filming behind him now. Get some nice backlit stuff of them.
The Rhino to east of Lemondering Creek, between the reservoir and the creek itself, right north of Kenya. Copy, I'm coming from the west now. And it is one station on log. It looks like it's going to go down and finish in Lemondering Creek.
They are going to go down to the crypt for a drink, so I think maybe we can loop around to them, and then, or we can go up to CEST. Hello.
Did James not bring the jacket with him? The one he picked up on game day? I think you voiced me. Oh, WhatsApp internet isn't working. Okay.
I'm sure you can all hear Brent has arrived.
Hi guys.
Where are those elephants going?
They're going towards CEST. I literally could only see Cheeky Chops and his mom, and I
Okay.
could just hear the others. I'm gonna go have a look now. But I was trying to come collect the jacket from James because I thought he had it with him.
Doesn't.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I'll put a message on the crew group.
Okay.
I'm gonna be unavailable for the next 2 days.
Okay.
Family stuff.
Copy.
Yeah. Gareth, you looking after everyone?
Trying. We've seen a leopard and rhinos.
Did you get leopard on camera?
Yep.
Robot boy.
The impalas were alarm calling,
Ah, nice.
and I think it disguised our approach. Because
Well,
it's
it's
kind
the
of
nice thing
walking
about
down
the
the road, and
petrol
then he
cars.
looked up and saw us, and was like, "Oh."
I got very excited checking on the situation. As I was coming up, I heard Franklin's, and I'm like, low range, first gear, crawling.
Nothing.
No, Gabar got off.
Nah.
That's what was there, causing the Franklins to alarm. Yeah, so the Eddies
Okay.
are there.
CEST Kudu. Cool.
I'm going to try for them as well. I was going to go try for the dogs because it looks like they're digging up den sites again, but I got sidetracked. It's now very far and lack of light.
Okay. Where are they? In that corner?
Sekwe.
Okay.
Yeah, between Waterboek and that area.
Okay.
Okay, guys, have fun. Where's your wife?
At home. Well, at AEST.
You didn't even let her come on the back with you. Jeez, Gareth, you're so mean.
Let's leave, everybody, before I get some more abuse from Brent over here.
Bye, guys.
Alrighty. Let's go see if they are going to... Well, let's go up Seskan. Let's go see the other rhinos. We'll leave those ones to go and have a drink. Go to Seskan. Maybe we see a baby rhino. Apparently there was one there now. I do apologize. My phone is not connecting to any network. And therefore, I'm not getting any of your questions. But yes, I will be doing pack chat tomorrow evening. And I will give you an update on my leopard project. For all of those of you that are pack members. I'll leave this here. Maybe at some point we'll go through a little slither of net to be able to download your comments and questions. But let's try and see these elephants before it gets dark. So I think that's going to be a good thing. That rhino sighting was amazing. Up close and personal with Lula and Kalula and Ringo. But the thing about winter is once that sun stops dropping, it drops quickly. And I can already see that it's not going to be up for much longer, and then to try and find the elephants isn't going to work really. Stations I've left the rhinos around Lemondore Crypt to one other. A few out from Seskan Crypt. Gareth, Pool Gareth. Is there space for me to approach the crypt? Copy. Let's go see if we get more rhinos.
Gareth, what's your location with that crash report? Just on that little link, just north of the crypt. The link between
So we'll go up to the crib and then we'll come back down. I think the elephants are making their way through this block here from the description that Brent gave us. Give them time to get onto that little road. It's amazing to think that a couple of months ago we weren't even on drive yet. 5 o'clock. And now we're halfway through our drive. It's amazing how quickly the times change. Oh, there's an elephant. Let's approach nice and
Brandon, come in.
slowly. Maybe they've come back out the block towards the crib.
Farmer.
It looks like a female, so we'll sit here, try and see if we get a gap to see if there's any more. I don't want to move around a lot, especially with this brand new calf around. I've never seen it, but I'd rather stop in a spot where we can see through the gaps and see if any other elephant approaches, because this is a female. So the others will be around somewhere. Here's the baby. How amazing. And there's a baby rhino in front as well. It's all happening here. How adorable is that little one? What is it? It looks like a little boy. Finding its feet. It's amazing. And then at the crib is a baby rhino. So while this little one's gone into the thickets, we can go from one baby to another baby.
Sparrowhawk, Mobile, and Kaya.
Well, for now it's a baby bum. How amazing is that? 2 babies. So if I'm not mistaken, the baby elephant was first seen on Friday. And it still looks fit. Mom's just taking this little one into the thick stuff. Let's go and see the rhino, because they're standing nicely at the crib. And maybe these elephants will come back. There's one animal that looks like it's going up towards the crib. There's a couple of cars there. We won't go much closer than that. I can just see cheeky chops here. I don't know if you can see that, James.
What's your position now? I'm putting the elephant road on first city. Ready? I saw you bring some sorties on. I was looking for Brad. Brad, you copy? Yeah, I got you. I've just left Lowveld down. We're headed towards Limmendoren and just sort of bumbling around. Okay, copy that.
Baby rhino's taking a break.
What reservoir?
There are, it looks like 3 vehicles at the crib here, so we're not going to go any closer to where we are.
With the rhino Limender, I'm about 7 minutes off. We're still active fighting them. Yeah, I learned that, didn't you? So we change color, you know.
Now I'm just trying to get, I'm restarting my phone, everybody, just so that I can see if I can get some network to see the comments, because I'm sure everybody's very excited about seeing the baby elephant, the baby rhino. Cheeky Chops is there behind Mom, getting nice and big. I've got no network. It's so exciting to have the Rietspruit elephant herd grow. It's been a long time since they've had a little baby. Cheeky Chops is all grown up now. Not quite. Still can be regarded as a baby. But not the littlest one anymore in the herd. What's she gonna do? She's eyeing up that tree. Oh, I thought she was going to give it a real big push and shove, but something dropped out of it, and that's what's caught her attention. I wonder if there's some seed pods at the top of that tree that she's trying to shake out, rather than an attempt to push the tree over. Just having a look with some binoculars. I can't see any seed pods. They've already broken the one trunk off of this tree, you can see to the left there. Giving up on that. The rhinos are having a drink at the crib. Look at that little baby at the right of your screens. How amazing to have the ellies and rhinos, baby ellies, baby rhinos.
We're going to track the 4 on the link. Just north of Big Clip unattended.
Cute little baby. Is it also a little boy? Looks like it's a little boy. So there's two baby rhinos, little ones, sort of, what, a month, 6 weeks old now? Okay, so the Ellie and her baby haven't come back out yet. And I can see an elephant through the thickets next to us, but just some feet, and it looks like it's Cheeky Chops. At this age, I'll be quite protective over the little elephant as it's trying to find its feet and figure out what this new big world with lots of sensory overloads going on is all about. And the herd will be very protective over it. It's obviously very vulnerable at this age. Okay, mom's had a drink now. Mom and baby rhino are off. And there's a bull. So there's another rhino here. It's amazing. At the start of drive, I said maybe we'll get a rhino drinking at a cripple, one of the dams this evening, and we have now seen 6 rhinos. 3 going towards Lemondoring Crip, and now 3 at CEST Crip. So Victoria's managed to get a message through to me. My YouTube isn't loading, so I can't see comments, but baby elephants will stay in the herd if they're female. So Elephant Society is matriarchal, where herds are females and relative females, moms, daughters, sisters, aunts, nieces, and obviously all the young males. So if you're a little girl, you'll stay with the herd probably your whole life, unless the herd gets really big and there's a split there. But if you're a little boy like this one, you would typically get into your sort of mid-teens, and then when your testosterone gets a little bit too much, you'll get pushed out. Yeah, so if you're a male elephant, mid-teens, you're probably going to be told to leave home. Oh, there's that bull just got a little bit too close to that female rhino there, the rhino bull, that is. There's more rhinos in the background coming this way by the looks of it, just to the left of the female there. But I think that male got a little bit too close and the female was like, hey, that's close enough. I've got a little baby here. You can see at the left of frame, behind that little wall, there's another rhino rocking up. But that female doesn't want that bull to get too close to her baby, so she's just warning it not to come any closer. It It looks like there's another, at least 2 rhinos coming, maybe even 3 more coming from the north. You can just see them moving through the bush there. It looks like another female and calf, maybe a bigger baby. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 rhinos there. They might come if you go further left, James, through that gap. Yeah, so they're walking past the crypt there. We've got the elephant. Maybe I'll come through the gap. This is a hot spot this afternoon, everybody. Yes, I'd put that baby elephant around maybe a week old. A little bit less. First seen on Friday doesn't mean it wasn't born before that. The herd hasn't been seen too frequently, just because of how thick it is. But it's still very hairy. Didn't get the best of looks just because of mom taking it off into the thickets here, just keeping it a bit private. Unlike that baby rhino who's just out in the open, enjoying all the attention from everybody here around Seskan. Now the elephant's having a drink. I'm just staying here, everybody, in case you're only joining now, because there are a few cars opposite the crypt in the open there, so I don't want to crowd the crypt too much. And the baby elephant was just next to us, but I haven't seen it again. It's gone through the bush. Those aren't elephants crashing trees, everybody. That's a few game drivers, including Brent. It was here, but she took it. We got a little glimpse on camera. We got a glimpse on camera. How far away from here?
100 meters.
On the road.
No, I scrolled along and I stopped. But she was just watching and then she snuck off this way. I think there's a good chance she's going to pop out.
There's a lot of cars. Are there 3 there?
2.
Okay.
But I'll move behind them.
Yeah, the baby was in this gap here and then it's gone back through there. We saw it for maybe a minute, James. Yeah.
Winter and CEST country. It is a winter.
Yeah, it looks like it. Somebody comments here that this is a very big grey nursery. Baby rhinos, baby elephants. And there's a leopard in the area, Brent says.
I just saw her 5 minutes ago.
So it is all happening.
Yeah. Too many cars happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if people misbehave, don't be scared to take control. As you are the uploader.
I might give it a... Okay, that female's finished having a drink and she's coming back towards the herd. So Brent says he did have a female leopard not far from here. maybe hoping to come and have a drink at the crib. But there's a lot of activity here for a leopard. There's elephants and rhinos and people. If anything, the leopard will come and have a drink a little bit later once the people move off. That has been a very successful hour and 15 minutes of game drive, I would say. Yes, there's a car that's leaving opposite the crypt, so what I might do is try and go in there if they keep coming. Then we can just sit there. And maybe we can see some more of those rhinos before it gets too dark, and if we're really lucky, that female leopard will come and have a drink, but everybody's got to sit nice and quietly. Now that everybody's finished drinking, we can get a nice gap and maybe have some more visuals there. There's a lot of dust, so that'll be great. I'm just waiting for Brent to move off because I can hear his car. So yeah. Let's go forward. It looks like there's some interesting things happening with these rhinos north of the crypt there. Lots of dust. That bull is chasing these females around. There were another appeared. Oh, there we go. That's very nice. With all the dust, we can see it's straight down the road. That is a nice big group of rhinos.
It feels like you wanted to fun the run at the window.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. That baby at the back there's gonna come and say hello to the smallest baby. He's gonna go and say hello to dad. Maybe dad. The colors at this time. The colors at this time of the year is just so beautiful.
Hey guys, my radio is turned on. I think we're behind you. Okay, copy that. Just stand by where you are.
Oh. Little one got a little bit too close there to the big male. Upset everybody now. Situation with so many rhinos around. It's safer to be close alongside mom than getting mixed up in all of that. Running around in dust. Nice little greeting there. Such a beautiful scene. It's actually framed so well, that little one with all the bigger rhinos around that little boy. Oh, it is fun to be young. Down here around CEST Crypt, rhinos have had their drink. Elephants, maybe they drank before they were found, and then just that one female's had a drink. This little one seems to pluck up the courage to go and say hello, and then as it's getting a bit close, it kind of loses its nerve and runs back to the safety of mom. Look. It's like, okay. It's a lot going on here for a little rhino. Hannah, how old is the little one here? 2 months. Okay. I've got a good angle. If you want to get closer, you're welcome to. You can cut across us, yeah. Is the baby elephant there? Not. Sana's just saying, doesn't know exactly which little one this is. But 3 months old? Maybe the elephants are coming out onto the road now. And then if we're patient, maybe we'll get a leopard coming to drink from the crypt. And that would be the definition of a very successful afternoon.
What elephant do on the leopard extension can do like to people, right?
I wonder what all those rhinos are saying to one another. It's like a little evening meeting there. because Brent saw that female leopard not too far from this crib and sort of moved off into this from the best the best time of the year for game viewing because of this. Dry season, there's no water across the landscape. Even see so the little calf up on the road there. It's cute when a baby rhino does that, jumping around between her. He's now been met by that female rather than being chasing her. She's turned around and intimidated, facing him just because of the tension that's. How's that, everybody? It's pretty intense. Okay, apparently our network's really bad here, so that's unfortunate with what's just happened. And there's another vehicle arriving, so I think where we've got better signal. Also, I don't really want to be around here when it starts getting dark and this carries on playing out. Okay, James. Take our gap. How's it? Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame them. Cheers. Okay. Enjoy your evening. Thanks, eh? Cheers. So the elephants apparently didn't take kindly to the rhinos going off like that. How was that? Yeah. Yes, I don't know how good the network is now and how everybody's stream is going, but that was a pretty unique interaction between the rhinos. Fascinating. We might have to put together a clip of it from our footage because it was. Oh, I thought we were going to be in amongst them for a little bit there. Just don't want to move in that situation. Tensions were high, and what you might find happening is that female's calf is getting to a point where she is now. Where were we? And a bull. Just very cool. Still haven't had a confirmed black rhino sighting. Just very sad. but I have had a little bit more luck with the leopards. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any tracks on this road. Let me just check this side. Nothing. Either he hasn't walked back down this road, or he's gone the other way. Wouldn't be surprised if he's dropped down into the deep slit. There's a nightjar on the road. But I do think that if he had walked down the road after we had seen him, we would have heard those monkeys alarm calling that we had.
Moving more towards Hotspot.
Because Seskant's not too far from here, so he might have just gone straight through the block to the deep slit and then down across to Mamba Dam, so we'll check there now. Because I'm not seeing any tracks on the road. Those are the rhinos.
Checking out the flow button.
Rhino tracks. This is where we had those monkeys earlier. That's where it all started this afternoon. It kicked off from there. Oh, okay, here his tracks are again. This leopard is back on the road. Let's see. James, maybe just angle this a little bit more so it's on the road. He might have been here a while ago, but this leopard did come back up onto the road. Just in case we do get it on the road again. We've learnt that trick with Andrew. Focus it there. His tracks are still on the road here. But not far from where we saw him. So He could have walked here an hour ago by now, and now his tracks are gone. Is that him again? No. Let's just see. So now we know that he was coming south. So for the end of drive, I'll just check this area. Obviously, it's going to be difficult to try and track at this time of night. But he did come back on the road. There's eyes there, James, to the right here. Could you, no, what am I saying? It's an impala. It looked like it was looking down. I don't want to shine the light on it too much. Just want to see if I get that eye again. Okay, so it's the impala's eye I saw. We'll leave that impala. It's looking down towards the drainage line, so maybe this leopard is dropped into the drainage. Oh, some nyala here as well. Oh, okay, it's a nyala. It's not impalas. We're right at Hoofpad. Let's check if there's any tracks here. We're not far from Mumbadam. Nothing up that way. Just trying to use the angle of the spotlight to see if there's any tracks of this leopard having come down here. The deep slit's right here, which is perfect for this cat to be using to stay one off of the roads to avoid us, but also vegetation's always even more dense along drainage lines so that it can avoid detection by potential prey species. Doesn't look like it's crossed the road there. So with the presence of those nyala, I wouldn't be surprised if he's lying in the bush there somewhere looking for an opportunity to hunt those nyala. They're quite close to the bank of this drainage line, the deep slit. But let's just quickly check Mamba Dam. And then if there's nothing there, we'll go back up and maybe just sit close to those nyala and listen. Because if they spot him, because there's tracks that go off that road, so there's always a chance he's moved off the road. Maybe you could also drive up that road, Mamba Krunkle, and have a look if he's come across the block. But I know the elephants have visited that road recently and you can't drive the whole way because they've pushed over some trees that we need to go and clear. But maybe get lucky here with the leopard having an evening drink. Not the case. He's here somewhere. I'll try see if I'm connected again. Okay, I can't connect. See if Victoria sent me anything. Yeah, so she just said explain what happened with those rhinos. The male ended up chasing the big adult female rhino there around in circles for a bit before she changed direction and almost came straight into us. And if you do watch again, which I recommend, without the breakup, we might just do a little explanation of what was going on there on a video, because it's fascinating behavior. I believe, judging by the age of that calf, that female is coming back into estrus, so that male is probably just testing his luck. Oh, there's a white-faced owl. You don't see them often. It's gone. I was hoping that it would sit there long enough for James to get it on camera, but southern white-faced owl sitting there, that's pretty cool. This has been a great afternoon's drive. I'm just going to go down the road a little bit here. We're almost at the end of drive. Just see if there's any sign of this male leopard here. These trucks did gum on the road a little bit there and then disappeared, but they disappeared near those nyala, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's trying to stalk them. I don't think we can go much further down this road because, one, it doesn't get driven too much, but the elephants came to haste the other day and destroyed a number of trees in the area, especially along this road. Just tempted to keep driving. I'll turn around here, sort of head back to Mamba Dam and maybe we'll end there. It's quite thick in here as well. If he's not walking down the road, we're not going to have much luck. I think in all likelihood, everybody, he's probably anchored down somewhere there along the thickets, that opening with the nyala walking through there. If he had an attempt with those impalas earlier, he's on the prowl, looking for a potential meal. And that little herd of nyala would be the perfect opportunity. Now that it's dark, leopard comes into its own. Okay, we'll drive down Wolfput. Have a look down here.
This picture for leopard mobile north on Sun Up. It's relatively relaxed.
Sorry, what you got of center?
A leopard.
So different leopards being seen. It sounds like not too far from CEST Crib, but on the other side, so shows you winter is the time of the year for them.
Yeah, can you tell me at the junction of Green Crossing and First Camp, did you smell something dead? Okay, I'll show you the spot. Okay, love you, thanks.
There. There's the leopard again. Looks a lot more chilled than he was. He probably jumped off the road when we drove past just now. There he is. There he is, James. Awesome. He should come up onto hoof, but we're going to extend by a little bit, everybody. Stay with us. He's going to go through a bit of a thick patch now, but he's going to come out onto hoof putt. So I'm going to position by hoof putt so that we get a great view of him crossing the road. And hopefully he walks down the road. I don't want him to cross the road in the deep slit there and then we miss him because we're slightly high here. He walked right past us here. There he is, James.
Moved off
He hasn't even looked at us as we started.
northwesterly direction into the bush.
He might go down the deep slit here. Yeah, it looks like he's angling. Oh, he's scent marking. It's a different animal at night. He doesn't even look bothered by us. I do think he's probably going to follow the deep slit now. Yeah, he's angled down into the deep slit. There's a good chance that he's going to drink at Mamba Dam. So once we can't see him now, we'll go and sit at Mamba Dam and just see. It's not far for him to pop up there. He is scent marking as he's walking down here. So you can have a drink. Here he is. Yes. How amazing. He's not even that. Okay, let's go see if he comes up at Mamba Dam. I'm not going to be able to follow him down there. And if he keeps walking down Mamba Dam, or down the deep slit here rather, he'll go right up past Mamba Dam, and I'm pretty sure he's going to go up and have a drink. So let's try. Might just have to be patient and sit there.
Those are from Lowveld.
Yes, everybody. I love it when a plan comes together like that. But you can see how sneaky he was, how he obviously lay in the grass somewhere as we came past near those nyala, unless he was attempting a hunt on those nyala and then he gave up on that idea. But he's scent marking, so he might come out here and have a drink. I'm just gonna try and sit. Oh, I've got to watch this little dip that's formed here. I want to go sit there and we can just wait. Oh, I don't know. Let's go over there, give him a bit of space here. We got a good angle of the whole dam, James. Okay. So the deep slit's just on the other side here. And if he has been scent marking all afternoon, he's going to need a drink. I'm kind of expecting to see him pop his head up next to this little hide here. Those monkeys. They're far away there. There are some monkeys alarm calling. I think that they're on the other side on the fence, and there's no way that he would have got there that quickly. Come on, come and have a drink. At least he's got another place to have a drink. By now, I would have expected him to pop out here. I wonder if we shoot around to the fence, James. And we're so close to Hoofpad here that the way he was walking, he should have popped up here by now.
5 runner and attended let's take
Let's go see. Maybe he's going straight along the deep slit and then he'll hit the fence line. Is there a big hole there? So I can drive there. Oh, I thought he would have had a drink. Now that we've left the dam, he's going to pop up and have a drink because he's just sitting on the other side of the wall waiting for the light to disappear. But we'll quickly check the fence at the deep slit. It's not very far from where he crossed Hoofpad to the fence line. And maybe he walks down the fence for us a bit. He was very chilled with us following him for that short distance on Hoofpad. But maybe we'll get a little bit more if he does appear on the fence. I think it was 4 or 5 days ago, there were male leopard trucks that walked all the way down the southern fence line into this area, so maybe it's him. And now he's going back. Looks like maybe a little genet sitting here somewhere. I just saw little eyes here. Oh, let's check this fence line. Oh, it's a genet. I just saw the eyes. Okay, so we're approaching the deep sloot again. Let's see. If the leopard was going to go under a fence, this is a good spot. Yeah. Oh, the grass in the riverbed is so thick that side. Okay, he's not yet. I think we go back around. Just keep trying our luck. Go to Madrid. Back down to Mamba Dam, see if he's popped up there. Maybe he just heard something in the drainage line there, a bushbuck or a nyala or something. There's no tracks on the road here, so he hasn't turned.
Should be closing down.
He's playing with us this afternoon. Gave us a slip at the start of drive. Jumped off the road when we first came back down this evening. Head in the dip slit. Probably drinking from the dam now. Let's see. Well, everybody, if you stuck with us through early on in drive when we were at CEST with all the rhinos and everything that was going on there, you have been rewarded with this male. He's sitting there. You see, he didn't go anywhere. I'm sure I got an eye. Let's see, James. I'm sure it's him. He's just sitting here. I had an eye here now. What's that? That's a bushbuck. Sorry, little bushbuck. That's exactly where I just saw the leopard go, about 10 minutes ago. When I came through here, that little gap, there was just a little shine exactly where I last saw him. But you see, he could be sitting here having seen that bushbuck. We would never know though. He wasn't really trying to conceal himself. If anything, he's
Off Lowveld.
concealing himself from us.
7 off Lowveld.
Let's see. Maybe he's having a drink here. Oh, James, he's still on. I always forget about that dip. Need to fix it. If there was a leopard, yeah, he might have run away now. No, nothing. Maybe he's just sitting there watching that bushbuck, but we wouldn't know. And I think everybody, that's brought us to the end of this action-packed drive, which is so good. It's nice when we have one drive in the month that's full like that. Sorry about all the breakup. We've had some great drives. I think it's probably one that's worth to watch back because of the excitement that we've had. But it's nice to be with you again, and if you're part of our pack, tomorrow night we have a pack chat. It'll be me again, and I'll chat a little bit about my project. So until then, have a great day or night, wherever you may be in the world. Bye for now.